Question?
Two parts to the question. The first one is, I was talking about both the mental consciousness and the sense consciousnesses being mistaken. And you, Tashi, I think said, when you were describing mental consciousness, you said conceptual consciousness, and so I'm just wondering if that is the case, and then if so, where are the non-conceptual consciousnesses that aren't sense consciousnesses? So does that make sense? So if the mental consciousness includes both conceptual and non-conceptual?
The topa says you are. Take it did a has a topa, the top elements, Lava. Topa is top element, Lava. But top me said the topa has a penetration. Topa said the Yigisheba. Yigisheba, top of the Dominiga Shabe.
What do you chevalier over the Dominica?
Yes. I take it under the one ship some Tommy is a war.
Oh, did it? Tatu, Tiru, Zimbe, Shiri. Tatu, Tiru, the Shiri, the Topas here. And Tommy did Trajita, Twitchy, Tiru, the Zimbe Mare. Tatu, Tiru, and Zimbe. Shiri dan Tewa is Toba Mevas, Tomis.
Sure. Jardin,
Jiru to Zimbe,
Zimbe,
Lotilla, Toba Sierra. That Jardin, Jiru to Zimbe, Toba the Teve, Lotilla. Tomi Shivasi, Toba Meva. Toba Tere Lotilla, Domi Shivas, Toba Messi, Toba Tatu,
Jata doing say the
Traji the Twitchy. The Traji Sena Pumbai Shivatati Tani, some Chirgirva. Pumbai Chirgirva. The Takuran Tani Pumbabi Sotachi Chiri, Lola. Tilla Traji Singer Pumbai, Traji. The Pumbai Tunji said the Tradi Machibachi, Tamatuni. Ne Pumbai Beluchikirva. Tilla Pumbai Tunjisha. Pumba Dabu Chiari. Pumba Sinidi. Pumba did Pumba Yabeluchikirva. Pumba Yabeluchikirva. Shalia, don't they say choosing it in Jimmy Lola Sharting each year. The deep Pumba Marva, Lola Shabe, don't they say choosing it in Jimmy Cherva. Ilia from between Sicily, Tat Matunia. You would a talatene to Danam Chikipri, Bedanam Chilola Charity.
Jerum said.
Digital Jerum to the Masena
Kava show, Kavachi,
Jeruma, Nimbu, Jebas,
Jetanjo.
ah,
Number two, you got
oh,
Jane,
Jeruma,
Jelon,
Digital Tijinikan, Jerry Chubiyama, Jeruma,
So the conceptual thoughts, let me say the consciousness, right? Mental consciousness has both, has conceptual thoughts or the non-conceptual thoughts, right? All the sense consciousness are non-conceptual thoughts. Okay. So now, how we define conceptual thoughts and non-conceptual thoughts, right? So that is dadu. That means actually it means sound, right? It means here it refers to a name, okay, name, right? Name, and dun means the dadu the dun is the dunda this is over.
Tragis.
That's it.
Bashi be traji treberwa. Trebichi but tradi trebala teni bagi tranamchi loli chiri.
어디 던지라고 그래?
ila tragisi게 tradi zamla teni trebati.
던지지 않니? 난
dunji seati tratebala mate.
안돼 가지네.
Bashi be lochiki irwa. Lochiki be tagal teni. Pumbage tranamchi chiri lora. Pumba mune marba pumbe dunji sigirte.
Del says you're again. Del says when you to Del was it, Paka Del was it. 찍도 나와서 찍도 나왔어요. 찍도 나왔어요. 지고라. 찍도 나온다고 해요. Okay. Okay. So there are sound. So we have sound. It's a sound or name. Okay, name. And then tuanchik. So tuanchik means it's more like a mental picture. Tuanchi means like it's more like a mental picture. Okay. So then derungdu zimbe sheba means, so you see that, you know, the name of that phenomena and the mental picture of that phenomena, the thing, sort of like thing, and you see them as see them as one, sort of like one, or mix, or the derundism means mix. Actually, derund means mix, right? See them as same, sort of like same. Okay, one. So that kind of is mind called topa, or the conceptual thoughts. Okay, conceptual mind. Sorry. Then if it's not that, if you don't see the name and the mental picture, so Denji means the mental picture, sort of like, you know, mental picture, if you don't see them, if other than that, not seeing them as a mixture, so that will call dogme, or the non-conceptual thoughts.
So when you say dogme, it's not just sense consciousnesses, it's also other non-conceptual minds?
Okay. And the dogme said the 옹시 파나 마인 바지 아니 샤발에 여러 왔어요.
number 탐지 김비 시도스 간가 동맹이.
Yes, for instance, the omniscient mind is non-conceptual.
동인 무슨 뜻도 별로 뜻 간가 동맹이.
And also seeing emptiness directly is non-conceptual thoughts. The omniscient mind is non-conceptual thoughts, and the mind that sees emptiness directly is non-conceptual thoughts.
단 저기 아마티 타린 불이 알아봐. 그 아마티 듣잖아. 아마게 된지체 아마게 지 니다 아마티 되지 선발지. 아마게 잡아지 처리해야 되는죠. 뒤 뒤지 뒤에 아마 또 쓰기야. 또 보기. 아마 백무슨도 또기야 말이야. 이게 또버티가 아마 또 주장 봐 뒤지디 잡아지 해봐. 잡아지 단함지 뒤에 또 쓰기야. 이 로레 샤르타기 샤르타가 아마 되지 삼삼 로레 샤샤베티 아마지 해봐. 잡아지 Tila ame tunji sigari. Tati toba tiki amato tu jamba ame tunji tu kiri togi yari ma shochigi. Ama tunji tu maju bala amato tugi yamari. Ngusum ki tini ama ti ngusum tu tunji maju bala ngusum tu to tugi yari pa. Ti para le tanam ti maju bechi to tugi yari. Tata tunji siya tewa tiri lola aman dabachi yarba. Amen tanam chi yarba.
So the here I said Dunji in Tibetan, it means mental, some sort of like mental picture, right? That is like right now we don't have mother right in front of us, but we can think about our mother, right? So then when we think about our mother, our consciousness needs, our mind, sort of the mind need to use a mental picture, which is the Dunji of your mother, or the mental picture of your mother. Without that help, we cannot apprehend our mind at this point because we don't have mother, because we don't have mother right in front of us, right? If your mother is sitting right in front of you, right here, so then we don't need that help, the mental picture, Dunji of your mother. We don't need that. You can see your mother directly, and you can see her as from your valid cognition.
Ta onshi ama su to yinde jamba ama ge tunji ma ju je ama mane onshi shar.
So let's say when you see your mother physically, like from the eye consciousness, right? Eye consciousness, you don't need to rely on that kind of mental picture. So you can see them. You can see her directly from the eye consciousness. We calculate eye valid consciousness.
Tadi toba te jawa se te toba mai ba le je. Musum se te toba te se te tongme ki sheba se te toba mai ba le je de. She ko toba te gyu ni toba jawa ji ari ko. Tambu te amati ji mishi ga amati musu ji ani mishi ti o sa tempa ki greba amati tu ji tempa ti ki tu ti toba re tempa ti toba te te di ari di ari ti toba te te se ti toba mai ba le che ari
toba te te wa se ti wa
no to de ki se ba se toba te te se ti
ti khari ti ari dena amala ya khatu tadu zambala tambu de mishi ri
tambu de mishi amati nos tangre tangre
odi topa
ne ti che su ti mishi ti ra mishi ti che che de da ti o de nam sa de amandu sambe lo chikiro ti mishi ti amandu sang ya mari ti che su ten shi amade to sambe chikiro ti to bare ti kuni
So when you see your mother, when she's in your eyesight, so you see her, so that you see her, the eye consciousness, when you detect your mother, right? So there's no any intermediate kind of help. So directly, you're perceiving her directly, okay? After that, you create sort of like a memory of her. So then when you remember her, so then you kind of like using that memory of her, right? So at this time you have seems like you have, I don't know, these two are, you cannot make a distinguish right then when you see your mother, you cannot make this distinguish like what is being seen like directly and what mind is actually using the mental picture. It seems like a very blended, like same thing.
Ani ta karichasati.
The top of the dominant correlation.
Oh, topa to domitiri.
So that is.
Ta sang jesun topa yamaris.
So then, when you become Buddha, so there's no conceptual thoughts.
Sama je kan pato tene topa ti, andu tuni musum tu topa ti yamari. Ni ya la yin du zamba bumbata jita kawata tinde tope yan onshi ma yin ba jare. Tu su kanga tiri tombare.
And then,
Fishi lo jire.
so then before we become Buddha, so we have conceptual thoughts, unless if you are in deep meditative big pause. So then when we get into the post meditative session, so then we used to also have the twingy or the mental picture of things.
Ani ni gi shebata ani milam gi shebatu su kanga tobore jire.
And also the what you call the sleeping mind, the mental state during sleeping, milam, and also dream, right? Dream, during the dream, mental state during the dream, all of them are tokpa or conceptual thoughts.
Milam gi shebatu su.
All the consciousness during the sleeping state or the dreaming state, so all of them are the conceptual thoughts.
Dati toba siya de tiri, jine madam ju sangye di jine ta toba tamje tijes sangye ki sala toba mesi giri, di badu ta toba yibe tiri.
So that means like
Kab gashili toba yungu, kab gashili toba nebe jituri.
so until you become a Buddha, so you will have conceptual thoughts. Sometimes you will have conceptual thoughts, sometimes you don't have conceptual thoughts. Any more questions? Okay.
I just have a follow-up that's related to the last question that Rinpoche posed at the end of the session, which was the first moment of seeing a beautiful object, for example. How do you generate attachment if your sense perception isn't seeing the object of negation from this Svatantric point of view? So I was thinking about that, and I'm just wondering, it seemed to me that first moment then, that you can't be seeing conventional truth, you must be seeing ultimate truth. And then in the second moment, when the conceptual mind kicks in, which is what he was asking about, then you're, seeing the conventional truth. Does that make sense?
Okay. Can you say it again?
I
Let me
guess-
try.
So Rinpoche posed that question to us about the second moment of
Oh, okay.
perceiving an
Okay.
object.
Okay. Now, yeah.
Because he was saying, how can you see the object of negation if the sense consciousness
Okay,
can't
okay.
perceive it?
Okay.
So I was just thinking about the first moment and wondering if with your sense consciousness in that first moment, you can't perceive the object of negation.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Then does that mean that you're actually seeing, from the Svatantric point of view, does that mean you're actually seeing
Yeah.
ultimate truth in that first moment? And then immediately after the second moment, then you're back to...
Okay. That this is working. They will tell us now, I can penetration of the custody. Topalakan custody. Topalagazana, Tomela Casamina says, Yorua. That they had to delay Tiwara. Tappen Jella and King has the penetration of the church, Tony, some Taoya, Dill. Penasura, sharing to Samalia, and in Delia, so now. Any Kijin Niba Delia, any the temples in the Ranshiki do but she have a rest.
Kissing you what kissing.
That is even the gap Temata.
And topas in the topas at the Dindi Vichaguya Marta. Topal not the Juya.
The former penetration Tambo Delia, that the tendency of Tambo de Casati. And a Mishi gets so Zimbaina. Tambo Delia, Mishi Sudus Zimbata, Shepherding, Mishi Sud Zimbata, and the current type Tiwat Kani was a Gazamina, says you, Digal in Gorda. So did those Zimbata, and Cap de Duzambalan, Pombagi and a Pombagi Chuni to Tom, right? keji nipa la ya ta keji nipa se de ju te ma tha do ni
야 bun지 또
bunzi de che de zamala ani bomba temba zimba de shine temba zimba de na ma cha wa reverse wo on de reverse wo
레레 띵서지레 디슈틀레타 도바티 기게르바 도바티 기게르 띵루는 리야 도바텔라
ta pa diso da mishi ge sung mishi la dus zin yu ka de du ta ga ja me na la de chi wo da zin yu ta de du bomba ge chuni de tong
춘이토
chuni tong tong ye tong si wa yeah din che la de ju de ma ta do ni de ka de de ba chi che wa re si wa
분부 춘이토야 말에 분부 토인데 좀 분부 춘이 같은 거래 근데 분부 춘이토는 내내 분부 춘이티 로마다 지다게 통 분부 춘이토서
it's not. It's not. So when they see,
그 대루 가자 대루데 분부 오실 메나와리데 오늘 오실 돈이도 그래서는 돈이도 말이
So-
만나는 돈이도 그네 도다 두수간 걸로 데 그랬대 만난 말와 도도도 그 돈이 나고 그야 말와
okay, there's many little explanations. Right? First of all, it's not right. Right? So the eye consciousness, right? For instance, like I give it the same example of like eye consciousness when see Pumbaa or the vase. Right? So that eye consciousness is not seeing object to be negated. Okay, object to be negated. So that if you say this eye consciousness and it sees the object Pumbaa or the vase, if you say that this is seeing reality nature of the Pumbaa, so then we need to say insects when they see Pumbaa, so that they see the reality nature of the Pumbaa. Okay, so that's not the case, right? And also when we say the eye consciousness, eye consciousness, the sense of the eye consciousness doesn't see object to be negated. That doesn't mean if it says it doesn't see the object to be negated, it doesn't mean it's not equivalent to sort of like has to see the reality nature of the things. Okay, makes sense.
콜라 딘루 메나와레 미션 지금 콜라 딘루 메나산 동반이 나와레 베스네 딘데 말이스
If something, for instance, like if something, if a mind, let's say like a mind, don't perceive object to be negated, so then manawa na that gets a engine a lot of so like now I know. Okay, I'll try. If a mind doesn't see object to be negated, it doesn't mean that mind has to see the reality nature of the mind. I don't know how if I put it like this. Okay?
Earlier before the break, Rinpoche was talking about the difference between Tantrika and Vasantika. And I can understand this Tantrika view that only the mind consciousness way has the misconception, so that the sensory consciousness does not. But what I didn't understand, it sounded like you were saying that the Vasantika say that the sensory faculties too have a mistaken perception. And I just wanted to understand
Okay.
that better.
Okay. Tapan this or the Umaranju Bilulaya, Penachit Mariti, Penachit Dile, Umatanju Bilula, Umatanju Bilula, and Gaja Nangs, Long Shele Gaja Nangs, Larwa, Gaja the Tube Wonky Nangs, Larwa, just the contest tuber race.
그 주배 바자디가 온 거나 주배 온 것이네 주배 바자디 바자 레인 거야 바자디에서 추배 바자 뒤에서는 뒤에 온게 라시기 주변나에 바자 지야리 네버치 그냥 바자 세네 딜레리 덴지 그런 것을 매네야 덴바 주변나지기 네버치야리 그냥 고바치나 네 지나를 고바트 파트는 차네 네 디나를 고바기 timachera 고바기 timachera 딜레 바자스게래 디나시 덴지무스 매네야 덴지 계지기 네버치야리 네버티 온기 덴두낭지기 네버치야리 디 온기 드네 콜라 원시딜이야 가지는 게
So in the Prasangika, Madhyamika, so they say when they see for like sense faculty, virtual sense faculty, when they detect with the object, right? But that object has the what you call dendrumnangchigi pakcha, means like an imprint or the residue of self-grasping thought. Okay, self-grasping thought. Because of that, first of that, then you need to say they can see object to be negated. Okay.
Anybody have like a propensity?
Propensity, yes, propensity. Because of the propensity of the self-grasping.
드네 온시의 템바나 야리 온시의 템바도 징기마리스
Okay, now one little clarification. It says you need to say the object to be negated. You know, the sense faculties can see object to be negated, but they don't. Nangre, shengi marisa shengi. They don't grasp or they don't. Shemba means like a form like a belief, sort of like a belief, but it doesn't have ability to believe in that. But they see that, but they don't have any ability to, you know, the Shemba.
셴바 또빠치고요. 템바리 셴스는 또빠치고.
Shemba is more like belief. I would say belief. Do you know?
Sometimes they say affirm.
Like it,
What?
Sometimes they say affirm.
Affirm?
Yeah, believe or affirm.
Oh, affirm. Okay. Mental. I mean, eye consciousness doesn't have that, right? They perceive object to be negated, but they don't affirm or they don't believe in it. I don't believe.
They don't believe it's real.
Huh?
They don't believe it's real?
Belief. So that's why I don't know. Shemba
it doesn't have the ability to
They
conceive.
conceive them, right? Conceive.
Compare to.
Yeah.
Eye consciousness.
Shemba means like more like emotion kind of like thing. Shemba is like, but the eye consciousness doesn't have that.
To attach.
Yeah, just a perception, just you know, just like a reflection.
아야.
아니 근데 디바이님이 찍었다.
아,
디바이님이 찍고.
누구야?
I think someone is there.
So my question was like, so like when everything is mental projection, right? Then the mental affliction appears, the attachment, hatred, ignorance. What about towards oneself? How do we project ourselves? How does mental affliction appear?
How do we present our own mental afflictions?
Yeah, to ourselves.
Okay.
If you project external to an object,
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, okay.
yeah,
So these things are like internal, how you project them.
yeah, to oneself.
Okay. Okay. Therefore, this is kind of mission. Dagi, and Yamonda, the Zulia, Patani, Papina, the Ching, moving the now sort of Shago, Ching over the Village, the Pata, the Palan show. But around Susugi, Yamonda, and the Yorwa, but the Zupi Nangi, the church, or so. The Nango Yakan is Tower, you see. So for same Nango, same in Nango, you have a sort of Nango in Nangolia, Tayo. Now look at now, Susu, Tayo, sort of trash. The Tower, as well.
이 수수기 셰베 차셰지기 수수기 셰베들의 셰베 망부야리 tene susu sheba ge chashe jigi susu sheba dila ni temba temba di yari chida susu gyuji sheba siddhi tamba di chidan dirba ta sheba dila ya mabu yari ina ni sheba jigi susu sheba dila temba temba yari ya sheba jigi nge susu sheba di nge sem di kubandu to nato dila shi singe chari susu sheba jigi susu sheba di kubandu to samlu kari tangu to ngembe cho sundu to sampe cho tangu to dindegi tache chinge chi yari di susu sheba ri ine ya susu sheba gi kuragi tasa digi kagaris.
So that means like we have different types of mental consciousness, right? And then the one type of mental consciousness can look at another another type of mental consciousness within ourselves, internally, sort of like ourselves, right? So one mind, one kind of like a wisdom mind can see another mental consciousness being lack of truly existing, and mistakenly, being truly exist, right? Sort of that. And similar like when we do meditation, so we watch our mind, side of our mind, sort of like at the corner of our mind, watch whether we are staying in that object or not. So we do this. We have that kind of exercise. Similar like that. One part of your mind can actually look at another mind, and develop a sense of self-grasping.
Tadine dedar chenas tadine dedar chena lola na le ongi shaba member tulus yobani dambata dambata yantaba yobata derin zimbani tenjil henke sos tadi dedana sidu ta le ongi shaju tsarba Teta chebe na ta le ongi le na le ongi shaba membe dengi tulu suba ta gachari temba tube cheris den temba tube cheris ya taba tube yoba tang dige di gachari temba tang den temba tuba den temba tuba ya taba tuba dige gachari Telling Zimbani, Dinji, Tangeris, Dambatuban Zimba, Dambatuban Zimba, Yataba, Zimba to Dinji, Dambata, Dambata, Yataba, Tuba Tigatin Gache, what it is.
Okay, now in page number 97, 1, 2, 3, 4th paragraph. Okay. So thus, right, in this Atlantic school, to exist in the manner of objective mood of substance, without being positive through appearing or an awareness, right? This is so this is synonym for thought. The force of an awareness is to exist truly, to exist ultimately. These are synonyms. To truly exist ultimately and exist as reality. Okay. So this is saying that, so then we have made that kind of statements earlier, how the actual things being conventionally exist and according to the text, right? So based on that, so then we can pretty much say that, and then the chin, right? So then whatever comes in our mind, so just imputed by your mind, right? So then none of them, it's like none of them. If it's not imputed by your mind, it's not apprehended by your mind, right? So then member means if something is exists in that mode, that way, so then we can call that is demba, truth. Työndam demba. Demba means truth. Työndam means like your reality, real, sort of like. Yandapa means, what did they use here? Let's see. Here they use, okay, the first one is exist. Okay, exist. Demba. Exist. Reality. To exist ultimately, to exist as, okay, to exist truly, Demba, yes, exist truly is Demba. To exist ultimately, Työndam Demba, yes, and to exist as a reality, Yangdaba Demba, okay, Yangdaba Demba. So these are the synonyms, okay, synonyms. And then the yoba tang, these are the how things are, if there's a true how things is supposed to be exist in that mood, okay, that mood. That means another word, that means this all of these are object to be negated. So that zimbani denzilenge, is a mind that perceives that and believes in or affirm, he says affirm, right? And that thing, and so that is called denzilenge, innate self-grasping. Oh, page 93.
Oh,
Okay.
93.
You said 97.
Really?
No
Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, 93. 93. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth paragraph.
The merely imputed 93.
ये बोझू को दिन लास्ता.
음,
हम बोझू में गुल लास्ता.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
야지. 다들은 원하세 나와레스 나와레. 대한 담바리 교환매도 시작하니 대다 야한테 시베 야 교환마 주부 시셰버 요루스 다디 시에숨베스 다음에 원하테 딘데스 나와레 딘데스 수샤스 대한 담바리 교환매스 러시아스 대한 담바리 교환매바디 가리 주버레스는 디다 야한테 이시기 교환마 주부스 제네 야한테 이시는 동이도 이시디기 내 된다면 교환매부터 또 버리스라 버려봐 디 마주스 제네 셰샤스 송베 슈기 된다면 이어가당 교환이 대권한 일은 주베 리시기 교환다 이어버를 주발라 셰바 지다리스 다디네 디슈기 디네 된다면 이어가당 교환이 대권한이는 주베 이시기 개와당 된담벌 주발라 셰바 지다리시나 된디 가자라 된담 자베 켜 다디리 다디 디 가자라 된담디 개바 자바레스 대권한이는 주베 리시기 개와당 된담벌 주발라 셰바디 근저레스는 아니 가자를 된담 개받지 않네. 되는 담발 깨와 매바다. 깨바네 되거는 일이 주베리 시기. 깨와다 되는 담발 주발라 셰바 지다리 이시나 스타디. 되는 담발에 대 대다 야다 베시베 깨와 마줍스야 지야르바. 대다 야다 베시베 깨와 마줍스야디 가자를 된다고 켜버자버려. 되는 담발 깨와 마줍스. 이 제버리 미쇼디 대다이 깨와디 시베 깨와 마줍스. 누구라 소와디 메케버디
말해서 된담발. 된담발 메케버디 샤르슬라.
된담발 메케버시야디 띵 가자를 된다고 켜버자면 지버리스. 야다베 시베 깨와 마줍스야디 지다 야다베 시바기 깨와 매버 toba maris. Yanda berkiwa meba toba is. Yeah. This what is.
Yes. So then here says objection, right? Kamala Shila's illumination of the middle way, right? That ultimate, this is actually quotation, that ultimately there is no production. It says ultimately there's no production. So then how do you explain that, so one, then two be explained. Okay, explain as that the production of this is not established by the consciousness of the reality. That is the reason why consciousness. So here they use ultimately there are no, this is no production. Ultimately nothing rise. It says ultimately nothing rise. Right? So that means ultimately could refers to a mind that sees the reality nature of the object things. Okay. On that perspective, on that mind, so then things are not that they don't arise. Okay, that ultimately they don't arise. Ultimately don't arise means like for that kind of mind doesn't see or it doesn't see the arising, okay, production arising. Okay? And also that means so there is arising or production or arising, but they are not truly arising. In other words.
Tati ti jebri. Dele, duen tambar tuba, yan tambar tuba ti gajasha. Ani duen tambar tuba zimba, yan tambar tuba zimba tisu, ani denji le shadua. Ti shaba yesane sham de umati, tita yan tabe shebe matubu se de yan tabe shebe matus ji labdukas. Yan tabe shebe matus yati, ani yan tabe sheba yati. This is the Yanta Bishop Siati, Dendam Shiva Silas. Teach Evaina, you get Dendam Matus left to us. There, Yanta Bishop troops left to us.
And the Bishop Dukes have called.
Jejamani Dida Yanta Bishop,
Oh, she.
Java Matubu, she shepherd curious, she is soon be shuki. Duen tambara yuebatan, jewa ni dekona nila, juberi shigi jewa ta duen tambara, juba la shetu. Tati shuki, duen tambara yuebatan, duen tambara, jewa ni dekona nila, juberi shigi jewa ta duen tambara, juba. Sheba jitan she shaasi je.
Getting a Thomas on called. What are they?
Umana wale.
One hour is
Duen tambar kewa meto she chawanis. Teta yan tabe. Shebe kewa matuba she sheba kurus. Tisirba. Duen tambar kewa mes labraba. Duen tambar kewa mes yati. Teta yan tabe. Duen tamti. Yanta Bishop Matus Chip. Titi Yanta Bishop Yanta Basi,
And the Bishop Dundam the Jewish of the shower.
Dundamla, Tony Toby, to some Kusum, Bishop at the Chip. T Matus Lebricasa.
Do more modest slow.
Now Dimo Matus. Dimo Matus Chip.
So this problem arises because in the earlier statement it said, no, all of this, whatever this is, the truth, the appearance of the awareness, and all of this I actually said to exist, something is exist, this is exist ultimately, and to exist as reality, they usually exist truly, right? Has to be something like that. If it's something exists, right? And it has to be in that mood. That kind of, exists in that way. So then here comes like in that text, in the same text it says, ultimately there are no productions, right? There are no productions, they said that. So now here, ultimately there's no production, that actually refers to ultimate means here. Okay, Yangda Sheba. That actually refers to Yangda Sheba means a valid consciousness, or the valid consciousness. Valid consciousness can be many things. Like for instance, if someone's here to teaching of the emptiness, that is also as a valid. It's not conscious, not valid. There's a valid consciousness involved in that. As someone who does meditation on the emptiness, and there is a valid cognition on the mind, and also someone who did doing the meditation on emptiness, and there's also valid cognition in that. According to this kind of mind, to that mind, these are not truly arised.
Susu Chunum Yanta Bishibagi, Madrup celebrities. Just Yanta Bagi Shibag to be at the Tumba Nita to Su Yanta Bagi Shibag to Baris. Dundam Tembasi, Dundam Ti Yanta Bishabaji. There are two Chui Yari, then Madrubi Chuji Yari. You get Dundam Madru Seati, Dundam Basati, Yulajala. You Tembatu Balasha. Temper Trubala, Tentam to Javati, Trubati Amaris. Tene Dive Yanta Beshava Siatiti, Eugene, Tentam plus Che. Tentam to Trubati, never Chiaris, all the thing.
Okay, so here actually making distinguish between what objects been described and how mind perceives that object be described in a different way. So, but they use the same wording. You see here is that all of this, it describes many things, and at the end it said these are called to exist. To exist ultimately. Here we use the word ultimately, right? And here it says exist as reality. Okay, and then they to exist as truly. Right? Since we have so many ultimate, Yangdapa. Yangdapa means ultimate or true or this sort of things, right? So here, when we say this in this context, it's talking about object, side of the object. So object has been just kind of making clear between the object how they exist, how they don't exist. Object side, okay. So all of these are non-existent, okay, non-existent. None of them exist at all, right? So now, here is in this text it says ultimately there are no production. In that context, ultimate, we use again this ultimate, okay, Yandapa. Okay? So that refers to the mind. Mind that sees all this object, or the reality, sort of reality. According to that, and also some objects are true to that mind, some objects are not true, not exist to that mind, some objects that exist to that mind. Okay, for instance, emptiness. So that mind actually sees emptiness. It is exists, right? And this is all the object of negation is not true for them, not exist for this object, and this mind.
Tati. That turned up at the Niari. Juju Tambu, that Juju Tambu on the Chebet and Dam Chiche. Juju Nive on the Chebet and Dam Niche. Tanji Tambu tele Tambatuata, Tuen Tambatuata, Yantabatuba, Messia Cherva. The Messia, the Juju Tambu on the Chebet and Dam tele, there Mess Juju Tambu on the Chebet and Dam, the Tambatuati shout. Tambatuba tele, the Damche. There to be Chuchin San Meverva, just in the Dun Tambatu Chuyan Maris, Dun Tamber, dundam ter tuve chu yamare. Di yuzu tambu undu jebe dundam de kara shawre. Temba tuvala dundam du jene. Ter tuve chu mes je. Yuzu nibe undu jebe dundam de kara shasene. Duni tuve chujungi sherab, samjungi sherab, umjungi sherab sumbutila. Yuzu nibe undu jebe dundam de jebe. Ter tuve chu yare. 단지 이게 가제 예세야디 유주 담배 온도 제대 전담대로 그게 취해야 말이지. 디 유주 담배 온도 제대 전담대로 디 유를 셰. 잠바투발 셰. 잠바투발 전담도 제가 데려 주게 취해 유스나.
Yes.
메스 셰두나. Temba matuba imbe chabai. Temba tuba la tundam tu jebe, tundam tere tuba chu mes je. Ta, cho jozu niba onda jebe tundam te kari shaasana, lo tundamba. Duni tobe tu sum kusum ki shirab tila, lo tundamba je. Tere tuba chu ayi.
Yes.
O tomba niti, lo tang tundamba, 투성 고성 리시를 제 등등도 집에 등등들 주가 인스를 어떻게
So now it makes like this, that the first reality and the second reality, right? And the first reality is talking about the things that are objectively negated, okay, objectively negated, that do not exist at all, right? And the second reality refers to the mind that sees emptiness, okay, emptiness. So then, so this is confusing with the words. Actually, words we keep using this reality, and ultimate reality in this context, same meaning, sort of like the reality. So then, that reality, second type of reality or ultimate refers to a mind that sees emptiness, okay, emptiness. There are two ways to see emptiness, right? Like listening and the contemplation and the actual sort of meditation, right? So all of this, for them, this we call them as like yang tapa, right? Yang tapa, or the real, true reality, or reality, I don't know, true or real, right? So then, for that, some objects exist and some objects are not exist. Okay, so the object that exists, like emptiness, it exists and they can perceive it. Okay? And then the object to be negated, all the object to be negated is not exist to them. So that's why we have like two different, the phenomena or things according to that second ultimate or second the reality.
다디게 샴딜레 대다 양답에 시베 겨 마주보 시지 양답에 시버스 지스송아 이 양답아서야지 유진의 자리 이게 또 이제 담바다 된담바다 양답아서야지도가 이 유를 하자리스 또 이제 담바다 된담바다 양답아서야지도가 이 가를 구하자를 양답아지
Usually.
딩둘이 샤르 다 샴델레 대다 양답에 시베 저 마주스에시도가 디 양답아지 저성 무슨비 시르가 양답아스 샤네 디 양답아스는 된담바스 지버려봐 저성 무슨비 시르가 양답아스 샤네 디 아니 겨와라 소바티 마주스라버리 어디시 디 동미 동반이 디 줍스기야르바 동반이 디 양답에 시를 줍스 겨와라 소바티 양답에 시바티 마주스 제르바 양답에 시베 겨와 마주스야디 이시야디 디슈기 겨와 마주스라 디 드난담바리 요바 겨와니 dekona yin le tubere shi ki kyawa da yos ya da ba tubala sheres chitar shes tengi dekona yin le tubere shi ki kyawa da muni yobar tubala sheres
근데 그래서 뉴티 이거 또 나시지 더더 요 말와. 양다 걸로. So anyway, in the text, it keep using Yangdaba in Tibetan text. Yangdaba, there are two Yangdaba, first Yangdaba and second Yangdaba. And here they translate it as true existence. This is true existence. No, sorry. It's true existence. Yes. To exist as reality and true existence, innate conceptual true existence. Okay, here sorry, exist as reality. Okay, they translate as exist as reality, right? Again, same thing. So the one is talking about the objective, the conventional kind of object, and then another one is talking about the mind, how they actually sees the object. Okay. So then same thing again. So Rinpoche should repeat it again. Make sure. So the object, so the first Yangdapa or the first reality, all of them are not truly. If something happens like that, if something exists in that mood, that way, so these are not, exist, right? Nothing is exist. And the second one, the existing or the true existing Yangdapa. Yangdapa means like ultimately pure, sort of like Yangdapa, ultimately pure. So then that if it refers, the second one refers to the mind that sees emptiness in three different ways. According to that, so some object can be exist, some object can be non-exist. 저기 교르되게 개발도 채워 주제를 소리치려 빼자 나물래 야마디 시에 되게 되지 가가스를 소리치려 어떻게 이진하게
저거라 시야 다데 야다브르 네시아텔이 미야레
So then the
전담 같은 위를 야다바 제네 데르마트 직제 야 유지를 야다바스제 데르마트바스 겨와라스바티 겨와라스바 유지 야다바 돈이도 별로요 마트바스제 이 디카를 소리 겨울에 수배도 수 유진 한다바 디 모르도 말디 유진 한다바 디 모르도 동분이 야리 디 여바지 내버지 미야리 다 치매 된담티는 아니 내버지 치매 된담티를 주버티 템바주바라 된담티 집에 될 취다니 야마리스 야테는 룰로라 된담바체네 데르투베 취디야리 동반이 간걸로 디모 투드리스
So anyway, so in general, it's trying to make sure that an objectively, Yangdapa, when we say Yangdapa truly exists, right? Truly exists, true or truly exists, that all of this will be non-existent. Okay.
Didn't machine did days. Gajala Dundamki Chabra Chave Dundam like years. Gajala Dundam Sag Chaba Chave Dundam like years. So some Gonsum Girishila Dundam to Jene. There is Narishaba Dar Maduba Chicks. 초성 고성비리 실어 든든도 전에 때리 마주가 직체 든든도 마주가 직체 르옹기 샤바 멤버를 dengi dilusu yoba la dundum tu yoba shaba ni yari di dandi tu gong tu shaba di le ongi shaba ma yinba dengi dilusu yoba tele dundum tu shaya di denpa chuba ta dunda pa chuba yanda pa chuba saya di oga di ni yari isi ni dambu dundum ta di ngon chuba niga yari dambu dundum di yari isi chosum gongsum la rishi tu jebe 등등디 야르바 동이도베 주중기 셰르비야리 삼중기 셰르비야리 공중기 셰르비야리 디 등등디에 야리 등등디 주뭐 주가디에 야리 동이디 저상고중 셰르비 뭐 주그르바 등등도 샤바니가 예 등등다 디 주가 예라스제 치메 등등다 데르 주바니가 메스 치매 된다는데 가르샤스는 덴바주가 디샤 덴바주가야 말이스 치매 덴바주가 데리 샤베 취제야 말이스 이게 된담 뒤에야 말이 데리 주베 취야 말이스 이게 치매 된다는 데 덴바주가샤 덴바주가야 말이스 덴바주가 데리 주베 취제야 말이스 디니가 메스지 어떻게
So okay, now Rinpoche read from the text. Implicitly, I think this is Kamal Lashil is explaining that to be ultimately existing and ultimately produced means to be established by the reasoning consciousness, understanding suchness as existent and as produced. Since just above you explained the meaning of the being ultimately exists and ultimately produced differently, how do you... Okay, so... Kelte said God to talk of you. Kelte okay. Answer, it is true. Okay, yes, I think this much read from the answer part, yes. It is true, you need to understand that the qualification of ultimate... No. So then this is the first one is the question, looks like question, and then the Rinpoche read through again through the text, right? And this is true, you need to understand that the qualification are ultimately and fixed in two sense in the object of negation. Okay, so the first one says, the reasoning consciousness of hearing, thinking, and meditating are taken as ultimate, and thus what is established by them is ultimately existing, and what is not established by them as the objector just mentioned above is not ultimately established. Does it make sense? You know? Anyway, so so that means so this is actually talking about like our second type of the ultimate. Okay, ultimate. So okay, so okay, if that ultimate or the true refers to the wisdom that is derived from hearing, contemplation, meditation, right? So then that object is not established. The object negation is not established to that, right? 샤바니가 당보 된담나. 어떻게 이거 되는지로. Okay. So then 두바 직탕스 무슨 제나 데 땡가 시아바타 마두바 직탕디 된담도 매주디로 와디. 샤오디. Okay. The 가자디로 와. Okay. So that first one is not exist according to that mind because that is object to be negated. Okay. 로야 왕기 샤바 멤버 된기 룰루 주여발라 된담 도 여바 샤바 니기 담보 된담다 담보 된담다스 이 담보 된담래 라우라 로랑기 샤바 멤버 디 동일의 시고라 right. Okay, so that is 로야 왕기 샤바 마인바 means like 샤바 마인바 된기 룰루 주여발라 디 동이 들어벨라
롱
샤바 멤버 오니 여바
여바니 템바당
된담도 여바 샤바 니
야다버리 여바시
니
샤바다 된진바니 된지len Jesus
디 강디로
디가 유지가 제티시 유지가 제시 그러나 다들 된담디시 유지 된담디 오만나올레 된담버리 겨와메도 시자와니 베다 야다베 시베 양한답이 시베 스승아 이 양한답을 세야지 시베를 샤수
샤바
이 양한답을 니도가 유진을 샤야지 유를 샤야지 단지티 양한답을 세야지 유를 샤네 temperature 샤야
그래서
데르두에 주메르지 다단데 양한답에 시베 겨워머 주세야 시도가 양한답을 오만나올레 된담바 겨워머도 시자와니 데다 양한답에 시베 겨워머 주세야수가 이 양한답을 세야지 시베를 샤수 주성 구성 그리 시리샤 이 겨워머 주세야 그래 네 지도가 어다 딩이니
okay. And so Mr. in general this is talking about the same topic we have been discussing. So the trying to make like a more precise kind of explanation. So anyways this is talking about the object to be negated. The first one is non-existent, again same thing. The second one is for reference to the mind, that's the mind that can actually derive from listening to the emptiness, contemplating and this and the meditation. So in that, according to that, we can have two different things. Some of them are exist, some of them are non-exist.
자, 지수네.
Tactics. Six 나시도는 인지도 이건 땅땅땅 되면 돼. 가고 싶어도 돼.
야, 다들이.
다 된다디 뒤로 왔다 간다. 공식 가서 딜해야 돼. 이 인쇄야 뒤로 와. 가셔야 돼.
다들이 초성 공승기 시럽세야지. 나라도 단다디 마셰도 잠바 란신기 매세야 동반이세야 란신기 매세야디 페이지 딘데지 인서리 섬사지 야르바 셰셰발 때네 셰바디 님발 때네 다 동반이세야다 란신 매세야디 매세야디 딘데지 인서리 섬사디 투중기 시럽세야 다 투중기 다 딘데지 인서리 섬사디 마 삼루타니 아니 삼루마부타니 아니 제바지니 아디티 인파 딘데지 인서리 세디 파타주니 또부지야라고 하시면 어디지 성중이 싫어서 다 타주니 또부디 야네 양도 공부지야들 공중이 싫어서게 어디서 돈이도 배주중이 싫어 삼중이 싫어 공중이 싫어서야지 숨부디 담부디 처바 제발 때니 다 동반이 있으니까 딘데지 인설이 삼 고아치 차서나 이 돈이도 배주중이 싫어서지
Okay, page number 93, the answer, number 1, is that the consciousness of hearing, thinking, and meditating are taken as the ultimate, okay, the meditating, the wisdom of like hearing, thinking, meditation. So hearing, wisdom of hearing means, so we'll listen to the teachings, the topic of the emptiness, and then that, by listening that topic, it will arise some doubt in your mind. So then you may think, oh, it could be a possible, if you have that kind of sense, feeling towards the teaching. So that is a wisdom of hearing. Yeah. So then once you hear that, so if you think it over again and again, kind of like contemplation, a form of contemplation. So think over and again. So after, by doing that, the result of that, so then after, then you feel like it actually, some sort of like you come to the conclusion, like a determination. So that's you will say that is all the things are level truly existence by doing this work or this practice. So thinking over and again gives you some conviction. So then after that, so then if you do it over again and again, so whatever you found, whatever you realized, the thing, so the nature of the emptiness. So then if you do over again, like meditate, if you make them in a meditate, so then after that you gain another wisdom. So that's why we have three types of wisdoms. Wisdoms of emptiness.
다들 담보 처바 제시하니 지 고시야 버바 뒤 투중시를 그거지 다 처바 제시하니 고아디 사변을 지제 아니 마 삼르단이 되었다 다디 디디 디디를 제바야 제발라 되니 최종적 파주 오늘 나라한테 샤선 말 지켜서는 디삼중스제
Yes. So then the hearing, the wisdom of hearing is like listening to the Dharma. I mean, like for instance here, the emptiness. Listen to emptiness. Said that actually act like implanting a seed in your mind, right? So then when you do thinking or the contemplation, meditation, so then you're going through a series of all this reasoning and stuff like that. So that actually cuts off all doubts. So you will, at the end, you will be free from any doubt, whatever you learn. So for instance, regarding the selflessness. So then the contemplation process helps you to eliminate all the doubts.
다들 삼중시도 타치버들어 타치들 다가라는 샤삼버를 지에비마 디디 삼중시를 또 맞지버려 다들 타주샤버디니 야네 양도 제발했더니 아니 랑경나기 로치기 들어가 공중시를 쓰게 다들
So then
징예버들어
so the second type of wisdom, which is thinking, here is just thinking. So that at the end, so then you have like very strong kind of determination about the selflessness. So you found that, right? So then you keep doing, you move to this next phase, sort of the next step. So meditate. So when you do meditation, so meditation over again and again, whatever you found during the analytical, the thinking. So then that after gradually that becomes natural. So then you don't need to, without putting lot of effort, that comes into your mind easily. So that is the last stage of this the wisdom.
다들이 아니 공주세디 곰세디 로라 양양 집어들 곰ገብ시게 관저 곰겹세디 로라야 양양 집어지야들 곰시게 곰바체스디 로라 양양 집어체버디 삼로 양양 땅이 아니 이게 집어지야들 곰겹시게
So the meditation means making that, whatever it could be, more familiar, familiarizing with that things, and making, gom means also habit, making that like a habitude in your existence. So then it becomes like a habit, a part of your existence. So that becomes natural.
That 공중시럽지 되네 저상 공중시럽서 수나 되네 다 고미야 들지다 제금다 조금이 여봐 제금세디 ripa mambu tane gyute mambu tenya tile gyute mambu tene samne ni yile chia ba yile jegum sige jebus jeba jesidu ripa mambu samnu ta dinde 동반이 리샤티 동반이 텐데 리샤티 동반이 리샤티 제바티니 니규미도 시녀 다 간제 리바 마부 사면 텐데 이텐 리바 마부야 돈이도 동반이 레시메 바티나 파베 리바 마부야 봐 그것도 리바도 근데 자주 그 셈다 니지 전부 구매도 수 제금시야래 자주 니지 전부 구가라 삼로 만부당 거를 심지어 튼자랑 그 마치 뉴인 바르지다 마젬베네 그 마젬베네 그수 아니 딩기 경주 아니 진수글로 어딘데 딩기 경주 딩데 사인데 아니 잠바도 저왔을 기기야 봐 잠바도 저와 개발아 니지 개발아 니라 진심이 벌써 아니 진심바다 마시 마셔버렸다 때 디가스 진 경주 시바 어디는 상금만 보다 있는데 니지 친구 술로디 기기야 좀만 버리지 기기야 꾼꾼 이게 제금시게 도서관 걸로 잠바다 니지도 장주 섬이야도 제금을 줘
So then meditation has two different kinds. They call it analytical and the stability or the single-pointed meditation. So analytical meditation is so you're thinking about all the reasons why things are a lack of truly existence and going through all these different types of reasonings. So then try to gain a conviction on that understanding. So this is called analytical meditation. So then the single point meditation is like you're placing your mind on that whatever you find. So once you realize how things are lack of truly existence, so this placing your mind on that object is called stability meditation. So the analytical meditation is could be many things, love, meditating on love, compassion, bodhicitta. All of these, most of them are analytical meditation. So before we develop love or compassion, we need to go through like a series of steps or analytical meditations. So then, for instance, bodhicitta. So then you need to think about how all sentient beings are like your mother and how they've been kind to you and how you why you need to repay their kindness and stuff like that. All these processes are actually analytical meditation. So that's why. So analytical meditation means like exercising your mind, try to gain some understanding. So that is called analytical meditation.
배당을 미치 그 컨트롤하스나 네 컨트롤하스 다그 미마나를 너버디다 디지에서 단대 그 너버디다 디지도 아니 녀기 쳐라야 가서도 술을 그 너버디다 디지도 마음번에 그 나를 너버마 붙여서리 삼버스 디네 삼로 타임도 디네 컨트롤디시라 치우침을 게임 얘네 문화 체질의 지체는 거지. 어디 제금제브라 그게 컨트롤버징에디 담분 너버지제서나 아니들이 삼단 다 그능이 마딘데 제서 단다에 딘데 지금도 아니 그 녀기 초래 딘데 지금도 너버딘데 지금도 마음번에 그거나 샤서 말이 삼 딘데 제 상민도 전부터는 군도디야 쳐쳐지 아니 지금 니에마고 버럽지네 문화체질의 지인구도가 어디 제금제버리 그게 다 된나 신기 닝지슈 잡게발라 딘데기 상당 거야 마시 디수 아니 그것도 얘기나 주 어디des mambu samde ni minji shuda ji
So the
jagum si
so analytical meditation is very important. So that actually helps us to make our mind stronger. So for instance, we can understand from our own the experience. For instance, if you are very angry at somebody, so then you can think of like a series of reasons why this person is bad to you and is being very mean to you. So you can think of like something like that. So that person has done something in the last year and such a bad thing. You think about it and bring in your mind. And this is person is really harming to you at this moment, so you can think of like how this person is harming to me at this moment. Think, bring that into your mind. You're collecting all these memories in your mind. Thinking why this person is bad, right? And you're anticipating that person might harm me in the future because he's done something like that. So then you bring that in your mind. You're collecting all that kind of information, and you get very strong anger towards that individual. So because you're using all this logic, like reasons, and because you're thinking about all these reasons, then your anger becomes very strong, and because of that, so anger becomes so strong that sometimes the sweat kind of like pouring up your body, and you could not sleep, and you cannot be like very still and very agitated. Becomes very agitated because of that strong anger. That strong anger actually came from thinking about all these other thinking about all these other events, right? Similar like that. This is actually very similar to going to like analytical meditation. So you're have like one object in your mind and thinking over again and overlapping all these reasons why this person is bad, something like that. So then you can use the same thing. So for instance, in order to develop intense, pure, intense love and compassion in yourself, you need to use the similar kind of logic here. So you need to think about how the sentient beings are kind to you, why they are important to you, and what. So how can you help them? The nature of their sufferings and stuff like that. If you think about that, so then because of that thinking, going through this kind of analytical process, meditation, so then your love and compassion becomes very strong, like that anger you actually can become like very strong because of thinking all the other reasons.
datila jagum sigereta jogum se ti mi bachi le sone tagaran si chi tune je de ko jogum se ti ko mi bachi la sem tembo ne ya chi do jogum se ti mi bachi lagura chi mi ne tagaran mi je de ni ki pha yesuni ya su samtani samlati ti gan sha je de tagaran de ya 아니 조금씩 해야 돼. 이게 삼루 신다 당기 때는 리퍼레 같은 당기 때는 파 톨도 해야 돼. 이미 발했다 코란다 아니 삼루 신다 그때 치코스네 대마당 같이 출고 해야 돼. 아주 그때 그 삼루 마부 당부 그래. 대단 손이고 인지 쉽다고 해야지 뭐 봐. 주부때 그 신에서야 돼. 유치라 유리도 내야기 내구여봐. 내봐야더니 삼루 신다 당기는 재금지기 때문에 시내로티 sem never to be a marine. Shine kumiyate sum never to be a 재금 지야지 sem umdi sebutan shoot up the other.
So then there are another meditation is called stability meditation, sometimes they call placement meditation or concentrate meditation, right? So that meditation is done placing your mind on one object single pointedly. So that means like you're, for instance, if you pick object as a deity form or a statue of Buddha or an image of Buddha or anything, it could be anything. You just pick one object and try to place your mind on that object for a long period of time. So then when you do this kind of meditations, you do not actually engage in any analytical meditation. If you, any form of analytical meditation becomes distraction at that moment. So the purpose of single point meditation is to try to keep your mind on that that object for a long period of time. So this is your purpose of doing single-pointed meditation. Otherwise, if you think about like all this reasoning and stuff like that, so your mind cannot stay on one place for one object for a long time.
That is 딱 검증불러 들래 준비
처선하면 되겠다. 처선하면
어디에
Okay, let's have a break. Short break. 시내 좀 가래. 시내도 조금 가까워.
시내도 시내도 몰라 조금
You can go samadhi and jogum. 시내 jogum.
활동이 좀 제공
이 단다디 엔데만 대신 먹을 때 아주 좋아. 예선 이 단다디 베베기 빼자들 로와이나 찍려야 어너테 열와 이게 시에서 좀 지내도 와. 요만 찍 때문에 지금 찍 때문에 그 양교야 그 지금 좋아. 이게 강타고 갈로 강제 유여다면 유여다면 지고라 된다고 싶이 찍딜을 라고 시작해 볼 수 있어 말이야. 사실 빼서 가가하게 되고 이런 것들 좀 너무 좋죠. 어디는 시시는 양다바시 이제 지역으로 양다바 강대 식신다시 비지 와들 양다바 식신다시 비지 제가 그 땅다 되게 문제 그래서 내가 좀 빼져 중 땅에서야 어떻게 지도 되게 디소를 해도 디지털 코드에 이런 피기는 저로 팬더벨 지금 라트비아에 민도 되나 대박이 맞으라고 있는 디고라 제가 코드에 원효상 가르래고 한번 거기서 배울 빼져 들어간 너무 많다. 배울 빼져 들어간 너무 많다. 그렇지.
You like better? Yeah, but it's not bad. It's not as swollen.
원래 지와지도 되고. 지와지 당기 있어. 지와 땅 맞어. 지와지 뒤. 주마케 이게 빼지와. 아주 주마케 나시 지워 왜 이게 때문에 시 지워 했어. 내가 보면 Just making a joke about the fact that she was sitting on my slippers.
Did you get a chance to talk to Jennifer? That's cool. Plus, you can get ticket on the spot, right? Just go there and get ticket.
You guys have some great center now. It's really good.
Trend is expensive.
Well, you have also
No, I'm like trend, legitimate Amtrak.
all the way up. Not for now. I'm gonna go back to May. Are you gonna go?
Oh, now $16?
Yeah.
Last time I went, the train cost me only $8. Actually, it's only $1 difference for get to Reading, $1 $2 difference. It's not much. Maybe you
maybe the rush hour.
Where do you work? At what? Architecture.
It probably was rush hour because that's the rush hour really long.
Huh?
And I think teaches in the.
That's what I got. Yeah, I'm gonna find about it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that's the most like, I don't count. It's like this.
It's like ceremony.
'Very energetic. And you lost. But you were so positive there. I always found that going to Copan and then after that was over, after 1 month, you do it for the 1 month course. Then coming out of there is so easy to be sick. The energy is so
I went there next year.
Oh, yeah.
That time I was cancer, you know. Then I was like, then I lost it all, and I didn't. I didn't do it for like 2 years. I was like, comes across, and I just disappeared.
So when were you there? What?
Yeah. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I go back like 6 years.
Oh, that's a wonderful place. Even though it's not like it used to be.
I went to the many times.
Yeah. For part of the run. I what? But underneath that? I'm definitely somewhere else. None of my He's aware of it, he knows something, but he's his mother is Christian. The rest of my family is dead, my sister is not my mother was supportive. I was very spiritual. I didn't like didn't really rely on
I really think that's true.
And they don't maintain
I'm Felicity. I'm a instructor at the Learning Business Center. You wear a button? Okay. You see so many people. Patients have fairness. I was hoping I might have a short audience for competition at some point during the weekend. I know you're not all. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, you need it. Yeah, you're allowed to talk. Nice to see you, Bishop. Thank you so much for being
It's tasty, that's all.
다시 샷선.
Yeah, you have to make one stop. No, you have to make one pit stop.
When you get a lot of those, you're allergic to something.
No, we don't have it. That's all right. That's all right. He's very strong.
다음에 10 days. 다음에 치매 된다면도 이거 시차를 해. 다음에 딜레 발시는 시루당 전담도 내서봐. 다디 딜레 발시는 치매 된담다 남의 된담이디 치매 된담 로 된담들이 실에 된담도 집에 데려 여가다 디 그래서 그래 딜레바 치나세 딜레바 치나세 딜레바 치는 실루라 당 전담도 내세와 당 야충이 예벌 되지 Dini shilu dang, dun dambram mawa, mingere, nenam sheba jurus, tandi lepar chena asati, tandi tude, di machi baran gaje tse, chenzi rishi jesu dang, jesu gungo bolan dimba mandu chungshin is, tandi machi basayati, dena chime dundam tu yubala, ngame dunda tu yubala jabs. 치매 된담도 여발라 남에 된다도 이번 맞죠 치매 된다도 투삼 고숨들이 시가 된담도 제배 된담들이 일어나 아니 남에 된담도 이번 맞죠 이치죠
maybe this is not differentiating this. That means that level machina. Okay.
치매 된담들로 투삼 고숨들이 시가 된담도 제배 된담들이 일어나 남에 된다도 이번 맞죠
Okay. Page number 93, the last paragraph. Therefore, although whether exists ultimately in the latter sense would hypothetically exist ultimately in the former sense, the conceptual of the former type of existence, that is of the object established for the reasoning consciousness, is not an innate custom. Okay, so the first one says the although whether exists ultimately in the latter sense would exist ultimately in sense would exist ultimately in the former sense. Okay, so okay, now here we have been talking about reality, two types of reality, and they call them as first reality and the second reality. Okay, so the chime 된담도 요, 랑암에 된담도 요에 캡장스 means if 나 캡장스 chime 된담도 요 발라 랑암에 된담도 요에 캡장 랑암에 치마도 무실로 하세요.
캡장 어디래 디 chime 된담디 길이 가자라 된담
계산도 시하고 들어도
유그 유게 된루블라 된담도 제가 데리 된루블라 된담도 제가 데 유나 데리 유나 남에 된담도 유베
요에 캡 그래 뜨간데
말만
최선씨
데
chime 된담도 요, 랑암에 된담도 요
롤 데리 로 된담 말 아니 로 된담 말
론 된단 말이야.
나 치매 된담도 유발라 마음에 된담도 유베 캡장
그 chime 된담도 방에도
말이네
최선씨도 간대는데 치마 당하면 가게
치매 된담도 유나 세디 론놈이라 론놈이라 나 여기
샤비 들고 오는
론 우카르사 저성 건승 그리 시가 된담도 제배 된담 데리 유나
그러나
아니
마음에 든다면 요에 캡스 아니
마음에 든다는데 아
네
대나 치매 된다는데 유나 마음에 든다는데 협장 마음에 윤지나 아 마음에 윤지 생기기 윤지메라 디 딘질라니 치매 디지 고수 따티지 치마디디 유도 담버리 버티레 딘둘라 딘담도 제베 딘담 데리 유나 아니 어디리 딘둘라 딘담도 제베 딘담 데리 유나 아니 저선 딘담도 유베 캡스
Okay. So here, the first of the two ultimate. Okay. Therefore, although whether exists ultimate in the latter sense, so somehow it got switched. Okay. So the here letter that refers to objective, the object, the reality. Okay. although whether exists ultimately in the latter sense would exist ultimately in the former sense. Former sense is some subjective, right? You get right? Okay.
다들 가려했으나 대바 좀나 근데 조선 군수들이 시위 뭐를 입에 켜대 대바 좀나 가려했으나 조선 군수들이 시위에 대바 좀 맞고 제주 잠바 아니 제달이 이해고에 대바이나 아니 조선 군수들이 시기 제바 제베트나 이 제달이 이해고 근데 조선 군수들이 시기 어떤 데 제베트들이 요구를 예시를 대바 두바이나
So that this also can take us.
그다음 가르스는 대바 두마도 제베제달라 대바 매번 얘기하러 봐 대바 두바이는 뒤그 대바 두번 대바 매번 얘기야 말 대바 두고 그래 대바 두고 주나
So then the another would, it means that if think, exists truly, so then that has to be true for the wisdom mind. There are three types of mind, right? Hearing and so on, has to be true to those mind. So that means like here it says, therefore to exist, whether exists ultimately in the latter sense. So latter sense refers to the objective, right? If that object of negation truly exists, right? If it exists, right? So that has to be, exists in the former sense. Former sense means it exists to the consciousness, because that three types of wisdom, listening, contemplation, meditator, this is sort of like an analytical kind of process, right? So that if that's the truth, the first one is the true. So then, if it's a truth, sort of like that needs to be findable. So that the second type of ultimate sense of the mind should find it, because that is true. If it's a truth, that's findable.
다들 그랬으나 덴바투바 야마르바 같은 덴바투바 유나 아니 덴바투마도 제 제바제인지 덴바투바 녀고로바 어디 인상 아니 제녀글로 띵오리 요구리 덴바투바 제 요소나 아니 제녀글로 디 토성고송들이 시들바 이게 제도 요구리 제산 덴바투나 치매 등등들이나 마음에 든도 그 캡스들이 지단 야마르바 덴바투바 야마르바 같이 여배나 그 동의도 그냥 샤이시디 니고아이
So this is actually talking about hypothetically. So it says if something exists in the latter one, which is objective, so that needs to be found by the first one, the first one, which is consciousness, wisdom, right? Wisdom, because wisdom is trying to find the ultimate quality of things. If that is the ultimate quality, the first and the second one, whatever we have identified, the object to be negated, if that is the true, so then the first, the first one, the former sense, or the first ultimate, has to find that, because that is the result of analytical process.
then ngame yunji ni hengi ki tenji mes ngame yunji de hengi ki tenji mes de chosom gosum rishi gi mor yoban jimbe lo de tenji mari chevre when tomba ni ti chosom gosum rishi gi mor yarba ti yoban jimbe lo yarba ti lo tunju ba ngame yunji la se Mamati Karishare. Chosam Shila Jene, Dundum to Jene, Tiri Yoban Zimbe, Tiri Yobati Kariare, Tumbani Kangati, Chosam Kusungari Shigumor Yobai, Tumbani, Chosam Kusungari Shigumor Yoban Zimbeloti, 로로 시마르바 딘지 마리 제 나네 윤진이 헨지기 딘지 메라스
So then continues the conceptual of the former type of existence, that is, of an object established for the reasoning consciousness, is not an innate conception of true existence, right? True existence. So that means the something that exists to the former type of existence, or to the mind, okay, mind, the wisdom, but that it doesn't have to be that that doesn't have to be innate conceptual of true existence. Yeah. So then, it can be true. It can be true because that consciousness, that mind can see emptiness, right? Emptiness in 3 different ways, right? Emptiness. So they're seeing that emptiness is true, and then the cognition or the mind is valid, and so then that is true, or right, true. Because of the 도성 건설라 대비시 될라 요 가서 될라 될라 되기 됐지 여바디
여반지는 멜로디
요초 베스트
이요 머리 여반지 멜로디 딘지 마리
딘지 마레스 딘지 마레스
메단데
메다 될라니 돈이 진로로
이 머리 똥바니 야르바
여러 맞춰서
이 머리 똥바니 예데 딜벨로티 로든지르바
로든지르스
제산 에나 코랑기 만지네 신다지기 돈이도 별로이 모르 대코나니 여반 딜벨 아이
여러
딘진바티 로든지 마르바 든지르바
로든지르
어디에서니 이 모이 여반 딜벨 로디 딘진 행기 말이 가르레스네 이 모르 똥바니 야리 똥바니 여바티 셰베 로지야르바 이 모르 똥바니 여바진 별로 아이 신달레 샤죠 그런 게 되지 여바지기 말바 냠샤를 내대로 냠샤 뒤 모르 대코네 똥이 여바진 별로지 아이 어디 로진디르바 행기기 딘지 말이
로신다 디기 짐바디 로신다 디 짐바디 딘지 마히 로신다 디 딘지 마히 시고르바
말바디
로신다 디 딘지 마히 시고르베 야 뭐 요바 짐비 짐 로신다 디 딘지 마리라
돈이 짐바라디 돈이 디뭐 여반 짐바라
어디 딘지 마히 슬라오레
말바 공부 여반 짐바라디 딘지베
Okay, so here says the conceptual of the former type of existence. Okay, that is the reasoning consciousness is not an innate conceptual of true existence. That means, another word, that means that is not self-grasping. Okay, self-grasping. So let me say that can be seen by a third person. Okay, so then if someone is like in a very deep meditative absorption, meditating on emptiness, right? So that mind or the cognition perceiving emptiness directly, right? So that can be perceived by a third person. Okay, so for the third person, he sees that the valid cognition and then the object, right? Object which is emptiness. So that is seeing that is not self-grasping. But I just this is how Ramesh said it.
캐나리 캐나는 거의 번지 별로 지하르바 뒤로 뒤르바 뭐 야르바 제사 티주도랑 빠지면은 뭐로 뚱이 여번지 별로 지하르바 티주도랑 빠지면은 그런 길이 양나 신다지기 산지기 시그르바 티주도랑 빠지면은 뚱이 여번지 산지기 또 투아이 디 로고마도 수고 또 투르바 어디
딘지 많이 쓰고
제사 디 뭐로 이 여번지 별로 지라 아니 딘지 말이 스카 딘지 랭기 말이 로든 뒤르바
So anyway, so then must you give an example like a third person can see or appreciate or understand that I as a being head, legs, and so on, right? But these are not conceptual thoughts. Okay. Sorry, not conceptual. I mean, these are not self-grasping. Sorry.
Garisha studies.
Ngal goyo denzi mares larwa. Goyo to. Also, then they must use that logic to the person on path of seeing. Okay, takes to on parjim elements like. So there's being in a very deep absorption meditation, right? Seeing emptiness directly, right? And the third person can see that, for instance, Buddha and being higher than that individual can see that, that mind, and also mind that being seeing emptiness, right? They can apprehend that. So then that is not self-grasping.
But that is a person who can sell, who has that knowledge, wisdom, him or herself, if you can see that with another person.
You mean that the second person who's looking at that person, they should have their own this ability or understanding realization?
They have
that.
Otherwise they
Okay.
won't see it.
Okay.
I think.
This is what penetration digital because digital 빠지면은 유래야 돈이도 비시라 유메디 통해지 요래 라로하기에 특별히 근데
뭘 동이야.
돈이요로와
동이야. 로디모 동이야. 동이 유버티 디지털은 바짝구는 그런 동 말이 그 동이는 양마샤들어. 이 현다지 산계기 시그르바. 산계기 디지털은 바짝면은 그뭘 동이 유버티 또 그러바.
어디 동이 김이 릭된 줄이야. 쿠란 줄이야. 배나 동이게 또 돈이 또죠 인고야다. 근데기 아니 칼로리 람톱교 이미지 인고로 왔고.
네, 고마디 로고마 디지털은 바짝면은 길래 로초도 비지고 베리.
Yes. So
고마기 로디고 마마 로토스이래. 오멜로디비 고마기 로디 무스토 투마리 무스토 투마리.
So yes, that's true. So then that means the higher realization can see the lower realization. Realization that the person who has that kind of realization, they can see it. And then the lower, someone who has like a lower realization, they cannot read the higher realization person's mind directly.
야, 더디지. 더 된지마라. 디 된지라니 치매 윤지고서. 디 된지라스. 다디 초성 공성 그리 시그모 아니 요가들 된지지야리. 디 된지라니 치매 윤지. 다디 그래서는 수속의 최는 디지털에 빠지면은 뭘 여반된 것이 된지래. 수속의 최대 디지털에 빠지면은 뭐 야말 봐. 이유는 수속의 최대 때문에 좀 그래. 그래서 이 윤지라니서 디지털에 빠지면은 뭘 아니 여반된 된지라니. 디 된지라니 시도가 디 된지라니 치매 윤지 그래서 디지털에 빠지면은 뭘 아니
디지털에 빠지는 게
뭘 수소 여반된 멜로디 된지래 디 된지는 또 치매 윤지 그래 치매 윤지 시대 템바 두 번째 멜로디 그래 치매 윤지 시대 치매 인제 템바토발라 던던도 지야바라 데리 예반진 다 나메 딘지이나 치매 딘지인 거죠 이거야.
So then he says emptiness exists this way, and even it is not true established, and since conceiving any other phenomena to be established for such a reason, consciousness will be an artificial conceptual of true existence. To have such a conceptually existing, one must receive little type of existence. the ngama yunzi ni lengi ki denzi mi las di denzi la ni chime yunzi yo pesos
ngame yunzi tile yare denzi inge chi denzi ma inge jingi yare ani ngame denzi ma inge ti kare san chusan ko sungu di shi do tungi yoban jingi di lo tunji re di ngor suso yoban je sune denzi re di denzi re
so then the former sense, right? If something exists in the former sense, okay, so that the so if something exists in the former sense, right, the three things, right, mind and stuff like that, then it has to be exist in the latter one, other one, okay, other one. That means like let's say if a mind that perceives emptiness directly, okay, if that mind sees a form, a vase, or anything, so then that becomes this existence of the second one, okay, right? Second one, which becomes the truly exist, okay.
What did
Yes.
di machi ba di kyaba machi da di kyaba chesu na ani shime dendam de yobala ngame dendam de yobe chebres ngame yunji ni tengi ki tenji mari is jelo tundu yari is ta di tenji la chime dendam de yungu is shasu di yabu chesu na ani di machi na gaje tsendi dendu na ribe jesu da jesu mungu barandu ba mandu na chungu si jirayi ta ribe di machi na gaje tsendi rishi ki jesu jesan tomba ni di tongni dendu ni ribe jesu ri esi ri ni yari jesan kunsung ki rishi mungu tomba ni yari ba jesan tomba ni di rishi mu yaris is tombani diri ribe chesu chure je de yesa de ru de je tongni de ru de yesinge je de tongni de ru inda kare sene ani chusan ko rishi mu yedo das di yena di chesu de chesu de duga tin ka jal sha gare Tiesa, ani ribe jesu de jesu to ribe jesu di kare sobre gaje chali shatu ti sha sunu kare ani ti sha be yesa tuni di ribe jesu di di gaje re
So then here's the text goes on 94 in the back, not differentiating these two meaning of ultimate, like so having in one way and another is not having that similar kind of thing, and another one has that going back and forth, right? So this, if you don't make that differentiate, okay, many have held that measure of object negation is something able to bear, reason, analyze, or something able to bear analysis. That means so if you don't able to make that differentiate between this, how they, the perception and the object, the reality of the object, and then there are two types of, the mind that can see two types of things. One is like conceptual, another one is unconceptual, non-conceptual, stuff like that, right? If you don't make that kind of clear, kind of distinguish, so then there's a danger, there's a problem that happens, like, so then that's because of that, not differentiating this properly. So then some said that emptiness is, emptiness is the Dhamma, means emptiness is truth, okay, truth. So they say emptiness is truth because then when we do analytical kind of meditation through like these three things, so then something you can find at the end. Here it says here, there's something able to bear reason analysis, right? Or there's something able to bear analysis. So it's something, when you go through that kind of analytical kind of process, so then at end, it's supposed to be disappear everything, right? You should disappear everything, lose all these, things. So, but they think that you found emptiness, okay? So then say that the emptiness is the truth, ultimate truth. Emptiness, emptiness is the truth.
차바 취 생겼으니 돈이 되는 소리예요.
And for instance,
그래서 돈이들이 타도지베리 시기 니에들어와 도비에 제산들이 왜 제수리시야. 왜 제수든가 저기 체리스. 제산 돈이들이 템바트버리 예스지.
so truth means like a truly exist, okay, truly exist. So one of the Lobe Chapa Singhi said that, he said that, Chapa Chuchi Singhi, he said that the emptiness is the inherently truth, or inherently truth, right? Inherently truth. Because if something is findable, through your mind, the analytical process, if you find something, so that will be the truth. This is the actual definition of the nature of the truth. Through your mind, analysis, and at the end, if you find something, that is the nature of, that is actual definition of inherently truth, inherently existing.
아니 drulumba chimbo 세야지 개바 chimbo drulumba 세야지 다디 안티리 나르바 가담벨라 말 가담벨 개바지 drulumba 세야지 이게 리시 소리 유네 제바기 리시 제바기 돈이 또 그러봐 리시 제바기 돈이 또 리시 소리 유디야 말이야 제발이 스타트 시험 스타트제 디마 제발 가제 체지 제수다 제수 규모는 좀 많도 나지 내가 때문에 된다 때문에 시험을 주었다 된주도 되면 너무 많도 중스 아니 때문에 주었는데 시 된다 때문에 야말이 있으니 제 아니 다들 된주도 된다 동이 된주도 되니데 차바 취지신 게 있으니들 다들 된다든가 야말이 있어야지 얘는 다 가지 겹쳐와 되니데 된다든가 시저 말이 있어요 그래서는 얘는 타도지베리 시기니에 그랬어 타도지베리 시기니에 배추 야말이 얘는 타도지베리 시기니에 그랬어 아니 저선 타도지베리 시기 담바 좀 맞도 제인도 담바 매버도 여러분 그래서 우리 많이 벌어봐 저선 때니 된다 담바디 야말이지 근데 그시기 된다 담바 매스 담바 된다 담바 야말이지 시제 말이지 가지기 된다 담바 담바 좀 있지 어디니 내가 만도 좀 해야 되지 된다 좀 있어야 돼 만지 벌어봐 시중에 담바 매스 벌어봐 오메요 된다 담바 시제만 있어야 돼 이게 말이야 시제를 담바니 예시가 산지기 담바니 수 대신시배 담바니 투수 제가 딘돌에 야르바 담바니 세야도 군주 담바도 된다 담바니 야르바 어디 지기 된다 담바 매는 다 군주 담바니 매로르바 군주 담바 미쇼 된다 담바 매스 소르바 지기 된다 담바 매스제 지기 된다 담바 딘루데스제 어디야
So then the text goes on page number 94, the second paragraph, in the second line. In dependence upon this, many appears to have made the mistake of asserting the ultimate truth or not established basis. Okay, there's more like a nihilism, right? It is do not exist, or there are truly, or there are truly. There are two kinds. There, if you don't make that differentiate, the properly, so then we will arise like two different. That can actually cause two different the problems, sort of like problems. Huh? So the first one is the next one. This one, the second one, it means. So there's some group. Some said that. So the if something is truly exist, so they define it as like if something is truly exist, so that needs to be found when we do investigation, sort of like investigation or going through all this analytical kind of process, right? So because of that, so then nothing can actually find if you put through that kind of process, right? After the investigation, so you cannot find anything. That's why they said all things are, all things. There's no such a thing is called truly exist, or the what you call the another one you say ultimate truth. Okay, there's no such a thing called ultimate truth. Whatever appears to us, anything that is only left with the conventional truth. There's nothing in like an ultimate truth. That is for like someone who asserts the objective negation too broad, right? Too broad. So they said that because of that, going through the analysis, they can find it. And another group, earlier mentioned, another group, they said like if so this the emptiness is something that you can find. You can find after like going through all this investigation and stuff like that, you can find that emptiness. So then they said that emptiness is the ultimate truth. Okay, this is ultimate truth, or the inherently truth, or the inherently exist object. So that is falling towards like more like eternalisms, right? Eternalisms. So this and all these things happens because not able to make a differentiate between. We have been making all these differentiates.
다디네 딜레바치나 시루당 된담도 메서바당 야뚱이 예바당 예바도지 디니 시루당 된담이 임바 마와 민게스 다디네 디시나 아니 시루를 주었네 된담도 주었네 다 도바니디 시루인 된담이 템바레 된담도 주어 말이스 된담도 주어도 말이 된담 템바레 베스는 된담 템바레 시루스 주어 마이스.
Yes. So then text goes on. If you understand this well, you will understand the essential point that the statement that nothing exists as its own shiluk. I think they translate for shiluk. Okay.
shiluk seda chungi seda jibare. Kurangi shiluk de seda kurangi chungi de seda. Kurangi nelu seda. Shiluk seda nelu seda chera. Pumbe nelu di tongba pumba temba meba di pumbe nelu yinsu. Pumbe shiluk de. Pumbe chungi de. Dirba. Tane di 된담도 주버려 배서는 된담도 주버 많이 시루를 주버 많이 시루이.
So then here says nothing exists as on in Tibetan. I think that shiluk or the shiluk or and the rangxing means like nature are same meaning. It has same meanings, right? And this basis disposition and then nothing exists ultimately. Yes, nothing exists ultimately do not contradict the assertion that is real nature existing, the proposition that is the basic disposition of the phenomena and it is ultimate. Anyway, so that means so the shiluk means the nature of shiluk or tendam to yoga means the in existing, okay, the ultimately existing and stuff like that. So this emptiness of the vast, sort of like these are these are exist. It's saying like these are exist, but these are not exist in being in the mood of sort of like inherently exist. Okay, chuni yoba dojing teni shilu ta yoba mo mi okay the chuni yoba do chuni yoba dojing tendam to me se wa tendam to me tendam to me okay shiluk tang shiluk means the nature, right? Nature, and tendam means the ultimate. So they are not ultimately or naturally, I mean like inherently exist. Okay, young, even still, right? But it means like but that the nature, the ultimate reality, chuni means like the ultimate reality of that yoba dojing. Chuni yoba dojing teni shilu. Okay, so then still on top of that, but then we can accept. So the ultimate reality is of that object, that phenomenon. Yeah. So then, okay, so tendam do yoba the chuni do yoba. Okay, I don't make sense. Looks like. Anyway, so that means okay. So that means.
Shilu.
Oh.
근데 이 춘이 있어야 돼, 시루 있어야 돼, 등등 등등 있어야 돼, 이루 있어야 돼, 집어래. 시루를 두가 이해를 해서는 뒤에서 등등 등등 이 춘이 등등 등바이 등등 등바를 두가를 해서는 말이 춘이 등바를 봐, 등바 두가를 해서는 말이 춘이 디 분배 춘이 디 분배 시루이 분배 시루 두가를 해서는 디마이
So this that means like another word is saying also the nature of vase, right? Nature of vase is exist. Okay, this is actually the empty nature of the vase. Right? True nature of the vase is exist. But the vase is not exist in inherently true. Okay, it's not exist in inherently true. So nature of engineer do. Okay, if you can understand out of this English, that should be fine. But this is a little complicated. So that means like so now we are like struggling with the ultimate nature of the nature of things. Okay, this is we stuck here. So the ultimate nature of the vase is exist, sort of like exist, but the vase is not exist inherently with that nature. If it's inherently with nature, it has to be like objectively negated, right?
This is also for Tantra.
This is
for Tantra.
Di tanda rangjubi lula shiwo rasi. Yes.
Can you please repeat that last?
What?
Can you please repeat that last thing?
Last one. Again, I'm just going to say it. Don't they watch it?
야, 분배 춘이디 되들라 딜레바체는 실루스 주바다 등등 주바 주바 내세로 와세 실루도 주베 취매 등등도 주베 취매 하나 매장 동번이디 실루이 등등 된바이 등담바리 지니 실루스 주베 취야 말이 등등도 주베 취야 말이 워낙 동번이디 가르레스는 실루도 주바 말이 등등 된바리 등담바 주바 말이
So then the shiluk drupa, drupa. Okay, so to be using the shiluk, any vase, for instance, emptiness. Shiluk drupa. Shiluk drupa means it's not inherently, the nature of emptiness, something like that. Okay, inherently nature of the emptiness, shilu sudrupa, right? But the emptiness.
Shilu sudrupa, you know, and the you do minute to which chadu. Shilu sudrupa, you know, you do minute to which you animaritare, the battery.
So then,
you get kind of young to a chin, Shilu sudrupa, you know. The number to you know, me, you get kind of young to a chin, that the battery included. Shilu sudrupa, to that the battery gure, then number two sooner, the battery grace. Shilu, you know, the battery maris. Don't buy needy, she needy, Shilu re.
Shilu sudrupa means.
Shilu sudrupa maris. Did them temporary.
So again, the emptiness, first the emptiness is shiluk means being holding, you know, the nature. Also, nature. Also, nature, or being part of, like, you know, inseparable kind of thing. Shiluk means shiluk means like something that you cannot actually extract from that thing. That means shiluk. Then, you know, shiluk means that kind of thing. So that means the emptiness is not, you know, not shiluk, as drupa, not inherent with his own nature, sort of like that. Okay, not inherent with his own nature, but the emptiness is nature of ultimate. Okay.
Can you repeat that
Shilu
very
said
last
the
part?
most
La.
Shilu said the origin.
The Shilu Senate Lola now Matuba Tubachiku, Ukraine. Shilu let to Sena, learn Shaba only. Maimba, Ukraine, in the two Shabachi, and the Shilu let Shilu.
Pumbal Shilu yours, Pumbala.
Pumbe Shilu,
Kejer yours. Kejer.
Pumbe Shilu Senata Pumbe Tengi, Tumi Jerba. Pumba Tamba Mabati Pumbe Shilu is. Pumba nature Tartu. Pumbati nature Tartu, the Kubane Tiaresina, and Tamba Meba Netirva. Kurang nature Tartu, the Caresina, Tamba Matuva. The Pumbe Tengi, the Tumi, Pumbe Shilu Tartu, Nelu Tartu. Pumbai Pumba the Pache, then the Jiram Pumbe Shil and nature to Mambia, Pumbati, Kiji, Metuba, dear Pumbe, Yin Jujiri, near Jujiri. The Patarujin Pumbati, Jambamatu, Leongi Shaba member, you don't get to Maimbe. Le only Sigurbe. Any Pumbatamban Mabati, Pumbeshiludi, Dinner to Tatut. Pumbagaji Kaji Medubati, Pumbe Nature, Pumbe good to be Mochi Nature. Tatus Jen Pumbella Nature de la Taramobierva. What is it? Pumbe thing, Tungi. Pumbe Shilu, Pumbe Tengi, Tandam Tempati.
Shilu Rashi Matus.
Oh, Shilu
Pumbati, Shilu Rashi Matus, Pumba.
Shilu to Matus, Shimatu. Shilu Sutuba Mines, Pumbati Shilu Sutuba Mines, Between the Shilu Sutuba Maris. Shilu Sutubaina,
Pumbati Pumbachuni, the Shilus Tuba. Pumbati Pumbachuni, the Shilus Tuba.
Pumbe Shilu is Shilu Sutuba is in the Maris.
Think I said about
so there is only my shop by Yobachi Johnson, Shilu. temba tu.
So anyway, so for instance, vase, right? Vase. So the ultimate nature of the vase would be emptiness of the vase, right? Vase. So then it says the vase is not inherent with emptiness, not inherent with the ultimate nature of the vase. Okay. So, but the emptiness of the vase is ultimate nature of the vase. Then,
If you break it down to the elements,
break it down. 네 단대를 할 땅도 써. 단대는 곧 내려 땅도 써.
미팅 시간에서 미팅이랑 신세지도가 그런 미팅이랑 신세에서 매 차와디 매랑 신럽지래. 라시 타도도 말해. 매 라시 타도도 매 temba 매 바티샤고. 이내 차와디 매랑 신럽지 있어. 매까지 두잔에 그 차회랑 신도 두버려. 이 인주지래. 인주 타도 말해. 인주 타도 매 temba 매 바티샤고 봐. 매 temba 매 바티 매 내로 레디. 오늘티 그란네로 수주바리 왜세나? 이 말이
어디 하고 무슨 거 수주바 말해서.
베넬로 세야지 분배 인주.
인지 맞았어.
공부할 구발지 내주 근데지 내 대야에서는 점바 맞추버려 내 대야에서 분배 내주지 점바 주버려 맞추버려서는 분배 내주지 점바 매버려 내 대야에서 내 단지 그 두번 말이에서 다시 내 루시네 이제 이루시네들이 분배 이루 분배 내루 분배 뒤루 지발에 분배 내루 분배 인지 분배 뒤루.
So one point I missed, which you mentioned earlier. He said that if a vase is inherently exists with the ultimate reality, okay, vast ultimate reality, so then that will be independent. It will be like exists from the objective side. See that? Okay, this is one point I missed. And again, so back to the question. We said the neluk means let's say if neluk or the neluk means the nature of that thing. It could be many things. For instance, fire, right? The heat is also a nature of fire, right? So neluk means we are talking about something like that. Okay, neluk, right? So then the ultimate nature, there are many layers. So for instance, like impermanence is also a nature of. It could be a nature, the nature of a fire, right? Fire. So the ultimate nature would be selflessness, the selflessness. So then that fire is, let's go back to the same things actually. So it's saying like it's not inherent with its own reality or ultimate reality.
yeah.
That means. So then again he said that has to be permanent, if it's the case.
So then it becomes wind.
Wind.
When it's pure, when all the elements are pure, then it becomes wind. Right?
아니 중앙참아 다수는 롱차로 왔어. 중앙참아 다수는 롱차로 왔어.
중앙참아 롱차로 중앙나야래. 사주메누 시스제니 중앙시르와. 근데 롱기 중앙시야지. 롱감시야지. 다디 중앙시부 쿠란래야. milung se je yuwa medele ya kwe shumba kwe tendu lung je re tele milung se je milung chulung salung ani jeni yarba ta yuwa te yuwa sai yuwa te tim de 아니 사회 중앙기 아니 남식이 대지가 되는 파냠 아니 룽티다 야친도 룽티 차르지 룽티 사이 살룽티 전부 사이 중앙 팀브르바 사추 살룽티 아니 출ung이 야 룽디야 차르 두게래 차르 전에 아니 룽디야 팀도 그래 사디 살룽고 파팅비야 말에 사쿠라 상롱 네버티 많이 암두게래 남식이 떼지를 네버티 냠 다디 아니 사디 디 사금 지단 사금 이야르바 나한테 풍부되기 남식이 떼지면 니버진 얌도 그랬디 그 사이런 신이 대대 사이런 신 또 슈마 탈을 쳐기도가 탈을 차두가 메타다는 탈을 차두 이 쿠란기 남식이 대지박이 너버티 냠주에 미슈 남냠 저 그때 사이 주한테 대대래 남식이 대지니기 주한테 남식이 대지한테 파냠 아니 그 하샤네 취샤네 두스지도 이 남식이 대지기 지기야 말 사이 주한테 대야리 쿠라
So the first of all, these four elements, so they can be sort of like accommodate each other, you know, and even in like one single the elements like fire, it says the fire has all other elements in it, so that goes along together, right? Along with together. So, but the when it talks about if you relate it with consciousness. So in our body, there are four elements. Okay, right now when we are alive, there are four elements. Four elements actually serve as a mount, sort of like a mount for our consciousness, provide entire our body, right? So when we sort of like die, right? So then we kind of like enters into like subtle kind of like wind, eventually becomes wind, right? But we leave behind our body, right? Body, but that body, the crop or the dead body doesn't have a wind or any energy that serves as a mount for consciousness. It's been ejected from our body. So, but still, that body has all the other elements like earth element, fire element, and so on it. But all these elements are not actually serving as mount for our consciousness anymore.
Yeah.
나 사이 주한테 대대야래. 그 그게 남식이 대집에 내가 딩양주베라 봐. 딩양주때 되네 그 라버티 양에 차이 책도 봐. 이 루시 딩양버래. 루시디 냠도 루시기 셴버리도 룽딩양도. 룽딩양도 잠깐이 용기지야디 룽디지기야 봐. 지기 냠주에 되네 그 어떻게 루지야리디 루차단지 대대도 그 사이 중앙 이야리 사이 중앙이 남식이 대지에 좀 버팅양
So, for instance, a dead body, if you poke, right, pinch, so then it won't react. because this all these elements in that body is not actually being basis for our consciousness. Okay, it's not like being a basis for our consciousness. It's not functioning as a amount for our consciousness. That's why you don't have that you don't see that reactions, right? So then, but still there are some all the elements like the earth and stuff, because we have physical body up there, right? That body is a physical body, all things there. But that is earth element, everything is there, but they don't serve as amount for our consciousness. So and then there's the called like illusory body, right? So they say like our cross body can dissolve into illusory body. So Jalil thing like illusory body like rainbow, right? So that is, when we do this, practice, because force of your practice, you can actually disappear this body and turn into like a rainbow body. So that is something that maybe it's changing from grosser to subtle kind of particles or entity. So that's another way of thinking, like how we actually, disappears that grosser kind of like elements can actually enter, become sort of like the subtle ones.
Any
questions? Someone has? Okay.
I was trying to say a phrase. Basically, ultimate truth is the dependent arising quality of all phenomena, right?
Ultimate
ultimate truth is the dependent arising quality of all phenomena,
okay.
right?
And the penetration the tendam demba, slaro tendam demba. That neru thirtu says neru thirtu di ane tende turu samdavas.
Nelu thirtu te sineta nelu thirtu te jidan jine re tenji tutu san nelu thirtu te reshi meba tirva te ya tendi te chirva tendi tutu trachi nelu thirtu te reshi meba tisha.
So the ultimate truth would be like lack of intrinsic existence, that empty of intrinsic existence. Are you asking question according to Prasang, the Madhya? Satantika Madhyamika or something else?
No, I was just saying.
In general. Okay.
In general,
okay.
The dependent arising quality.
Jidani
All
So then in general, the ultimate truth means like a lack of true existence.
Chuganda Karine, Demba Mebati, the Nelu Taduris. Deli Pataga, Tayaga, Tog, the Nelu Yamari.
So the Ranjubilu.
The
Ranjubilu, Ranshi,
Demba Mebati.
Demba Mebati. Tangibilu, Ranshi Mebati. Demba Mebati, Ranshi Mebati.
Tinjubilu Chibari, Dembilu Chibumari, Rashi Tuba, Demba Mebati,
Ranshi Tuba, the Demba Meba. Okay. This is there's two things, okay. Rangshigi Drupa means Rangshigi
Matu is left.
Listen.
Rangshigi Matu is the Nerutadu Shalmaris. Ranjibe and Rangshigi Drupa killing it. Demba Mebati, yellow totally sugar is.
Denver meba. So Denver meba means lack of truly exist. Okay. Rangshigi meba means lack of intrinsic exist, something like that. So according to Madhyamika, okay, Prasangika, right? Madhyamika, Prasangika, Madhyamika. So their ultimate truth would be lack of Rangshigi meba, Rangshigi meba, yeah, lack of intrinsic existence. Okay, intrinsic existence. And according to the Satantika Madhyamika, Dhammarmeva, and lack of true existence. Okay?
So what's the difference?
Rangshigi meva da di meva keba khariyorsa.
Ranju belula yari keba yari. Rashigi tuba yaraba, chetunja rashigi tuba yinsiga. Dhambar mesiga. Dhambar mesiga London Shaba may Yurang two mind the Turuki to the Yamaka. Yurang two mind the Turuki to the Tepatubasiga. Didn't ever answer? Yurang two mind the Turuki to the never do that, the mom never asked.
So according to Prasangika Madhyamika, there's no difference, it's the same thing. Okay? And according to the Satantika Madhyamika, they have different. They actually describe different things. So if they say something is lack of truly existence, right? First we go with the other one. What was the inherent existence? Okay, inherently existent. The Rangshigi inherently existent. Rangshigi meba. The Rangyubi Lula.
She could do a yard.
She could do a yard.
She could do a she could do a she never did
So according to them, so things can be truly exist. Okay? Because thing can be truly exist. Okay? And then according to them, things cannot be truly inherently exist. Okay, inherently exist. Them but never. Okay, inherently exist.
I want to ask about the notion of emptiness as ultimate nature of a thing. Does that really only make sense from perspective of a confused being? As an example, I'm trying to think. Imagine an empty glass.
Okay.
Somebody is aware that this glass is empty. Confused person says, oh, that's a glass full of water. The unconfused person may say, no, it's empty of water. The other person may say, it's a glass of beer. No, it's empty of beer. Now, from the point of view of confusion, the clarification is that it's empty. But from the point of view of the person who understands the actual reality, emptiness doesn't really apply. It's just a glass. Is that somewhat the case with suchness and emptiness? Is emptiness only from our perspective? Confusion?
It's very. I didn't get your question. Actually. Sorry. This is
to boil it down.
Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
Would a Buddha actually see something as empty, or do they just see it as suchness and just describe it to us confused beings?
Like ordinary being?
Yeah.
Okay. They see as an empty, or just get confused with not being empty? Suchness?
Yeah, right.
Okay, I'll try. This is Horangi Tanda. The Horan Pedro with the dish of Sharon Tombata, which is a chew yoga. Chuma Sharon Tombata was a meeting all in a chew do, like a meeting, I didn't a chew do, Lara. That they call Tasman and I knew. I think they call two initiative, two do say the two initiative. And I'll do you chill to study Temper do the Maru said, Temper do the Maru said, Toya the current editor was serious. Toya the Temper Maruba Tom was so say. The color of Korea. Toya the Temper Maruba was tomato was say. 아니 딜레 가장 거기 대커만 얘기 쓰기 비슷하다. 딜 갈래는 아니 다 이내 축제. 딜 축제 수지 축제. 대버 두버 진도 딜 시기가 나서.
대한도 나의 강걸로 대버 맞추기 취지를 봐. 대버 맞추기 취지 능기야지. 아니 딜레 대한도 나인데 그런 나야 대버 맞추기 취지를 돼. 나도 나인데 대버 두고 능기야라. 이 난기
So yes, something like that. So all the things, okay, all the things that appears to us are lack of truly existing. Yes, as you know, but we don't see them as the lack of truly existing. But they appears to us as as it is. There's no any changes, but we get confused. We think that it truly exists. Is this the answer? Yeah. So then we have that because of our confused mind.
You mentioned selflessness is ultimate nature, I think earlier. Can you expand on that?
Okay. Tadi karsadi karsada selflessness la khalib ta chui pyu ni mo ra yandi. Rashi me ba. Rashi me ba di tharduro ase wata karsore. Nelu tharduro ase wata.
다 땡겨벨로
이 대시스 자루시에서 간절해서.
땡겨벨로.
대시스 자루시에서.
알레 땡겨벨로 다스래.
So that is according to the Prasangika Madhyamika. Yeah. So things are selflessness is the ultimate nature of the things.
다시 가르치는 이 경외에 산 매바 시계리. 나랑도 나이도 피나치 유버지는 게 여러분. 피네 주 피기면에 주 두샤르 잔이 매리스. 령 반낭 좀 지미시지. 피기면에 주 주버지 유나 아니 그래서 우리 가능야 맞죠 오늘 피기면에 주 유버지 나서는 파자지 제가 치는 니규 버지 그거야.
So
그런데 나이도 파자지 제가 치는 니규 버지 능기야. 문에 뒤지도 제주제는 니규야마 어디디 다 유규면에 두번나서야 되리.
So the selflessness is ultimate nature because there's nothing from the objective side. So if there's something from objective side, so when we do investigation, so we need to find it. So that's why when we do investigation, going through all this analytical kind of meditation, so we don't find anything. So that's why we say selflessness. There's no self entity or self, existing.
다시 규메페 세야데 다 레시메페 페데 규메페 페 마무야레 규메페 페나 규메페 미지야르바 규메페 미데 페네 치 피기 쿠랑 게 땡네 비미문에 집어치 쓰는 게 야레 네 다코체지 제가 지도 비미치니야잖이야 말바 되게 파제주 제가 누드 비미자니야 말이지 이니야 라는 나이도 되게 문에 비미문에 지어버지 제주 제가 친이 니규 말이지 지는 게 야레 어디디 레시그 두번나서 디디 지버리 어디 나라지 메베벨 주마샤부야리 제신그 숭이샤야리 mamburba 제시그 숭인티 아니 멜로나도 제시그 숭이는 거봐 랑게 제디 멜로나를 따기나 아니 멜로나가 랑게 제디 nangi yarwa melo 메로나 랑기 제디 여거를 지나는 나와봐. 파제주 제는 메로나도 랑기 제디 안나봐. 메로디 말이 시구디에 말이 시구나를 뒤처럼 건드지네 뒤체가 지네 야 말이 이내야 시구나도 제그 숭이지에 야리 제그 숭이디야 시구도 수구 뒤처럼 뒤그 숭이디를 해서는 뒤에 말이 제그 숭이디 제그 파다도 좀 받는 게 여러분 메로 시구당 아니 랑기 제니부터 초구야 최구야 랑기 제디 당 아니 시구니부터 마차를 내가 쏘지 랑기 제디에 야리 시구디 야리디 디나 숭이디 처음 말봐 최인도 전바 랑기 제당 숭 시구니부터 최인도 디난도 숭이 치차요 아이 다 숭이디 파자주 제가 치는 지구 예발을 짓는 거래. 파자주 제가 짓는 전에 시구가 뒤처럼 간가 레리네 디리베 숭이디 디리베스 뒤 말이 숭이디 돈 디리베스는 돈디 말이 돈디 숭이 문에 들어가 디 숭이디 돈디는 말이 시구디는 말이 시구다 돈 채로 좀 뒤에 말이 디 이금이다 이내야 시구디 나라 띵문지 지규가 짓는 것도 봐 어디디랑은 좀 나왔어요.
So yes, selflessness means not having any kind of like essential quality on that object. So then there are many examples, illustration how you can, it's very similar to seeing, being all things are merely label or just being selflessness. Okay? So one of them, the classic example is like illusory kind of the elephant, right? Elephant or the beautiful person, something like that. So when we look at that, so when we see that, so then we think there's something from outside, objective from the outside, but you cannot find it at all in any corner or anywhere. So you can find that elephant, illusory elephant. This is, there's no whatsoever like substantial quality in it. There's nothing from the outside, from the external way. And also another example is like reflection of your face in a mirror. So the reflection, so that appears to you as a reflection, right? Reflection. So where is that reflection? So then if you try to find it on this mirror and any particle, you can find that reflection. And that reflection is not on your face as well. So this is not on your face. You can find it. So but but if you stand right in front of the mirror, so you can see there's a reflection out there. That when you look at that, you think that is something is out there. So this is appearing to you from there. So when you look for that in any particle of this the mirror, you can find it. So then it's not this is not your face as well. You cannot find at all in anywhere. So the reflection is coming to exist when they meet. When the mirror and your face, when they meet together, so then they just appear to you. So there's no substantial quality. If there's a substantial quality, if you go away from the mirror, so your reflection face should be there. But that is not the case. You don't have that. So that's why there's nothing from that reflection. Reflection is just, and there's no substantial things out there. So if that's the case, so then you need to find it, but you can find it. So this is the one where you understand how they are selflessness, nature of selflessness.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, last question.
The four immeasurable qualities also lack inherent existence.
How did this work? 세메시오라? 세메시라였다?
방시 요말 왔어요, 왔다.
네네네. 시투브 양말 재미시부터 재미시부터 다 잠바 재미는 심지어 틈지
방시면서도 매듭이 써야지 소화기야.
매듭은 말이 잠바 재미시야지 심지어 틈지 대화도 대회 주다 대마 주르지에서는 너는 저기야. 심지어 틈지 대화도 대회 주다 대마 주르지에서 너는 저기야. 너는 게 시바지리 주르지에서야지 시바지리 시바티 야르바 시바티 야르디 딘디 시바티 랑군의 두바리 베스는 말이 잠바 체미디 잠바 체미디 랑군의 두바스는 베스는 말이 잠바 체미 야르 베스는 야리 잠바 체미 야리 그 너는기 제자지리 먼저 너는 제도 신자탐제 대화도 대화 좀마 줄지 있으면 저기야. 동네도 동네 비교도 대화 줄지 있으면 저기야.
So yes, there are lack of intrinsic existence, but it doesn't mean they are non-existent. Okay? So when you develop love and compassion, love and compassion are like mind, a mental state, mind, right? When you look at sentient beings, wishing them to be free from suffering and stuff like that, this is love and compassion. So we have that. So then that mind is not inherently existent, but we have that mind. Mind is existing. Okay. Jogunanda Jingla Shogara Sho Ilan Gurana Mandala Haniyatayami
Janju
Senjo Rinpoche Maya Panam Keyochi Keba Nyamba Mevaya
Kone Kundu Deva Sho Karira
Korwe Shingamde Pena Dewa Maru Jumene Shere Siwa Tenzin Gyatsu Shabe Side Batu Tenyo
다위 징이 사베 개와디 대나도 그나 개발지 주고 산다 템베 닝고레 세제